Hi, this is Rob with Life Radio. I'm here with special guest today, Peggy McLean, and we all know Peggy. She's been a great support of the community for all kinds of programs and running for the Conservative Party and many different. We've had lots of sort of encounters together, me and you, Peggy, along the way.
We have.
It's been great. So, how you been feeling?
I feel great. I feel
Oh,
fantastic. Thank you for asking. Yeah,
oh,
I'm
that's
up
awesome.
to. I'm averaging about 5 kilometers a day on the treadmill and looking
Wow,
after myself. Yeah, yeah.
that's
I'm
incredible. Well, for
feeling
people who
good.
don't know, you've been dealing with cancer and going through all that, and uh, it's just an amazing ordeal that you've been through for sure.
Yeah. Well, we all have our crosses to bear, and there's always a message. There's always a message during whatever journey that we're going through.
That's awesome. But you're feeling good and ready to go.
I am.
And so I guess you're ready to get back in there, jump into the fray, get into the politics and make a difference in the community.
I am. I've always felt that your journey is your journey, and I always wait and meditate and pray about what my journey is. And I really feel that I feel very peaceful about putting my name forward for the nomination to be the Conservative candidate here in the riding of Miramichi Grand Lake. I'm so proud of my team and the work that we did last time, and I feel that it's time to the timing's right to get back into it. So yeah,
Oh,
so that's what we're doing.
that's awesome. Well, the reason I called you up today is what we're doing is I've been talking to different people and politicians about, being Easter and Good Friday coming up tomorrow on the weekend. So I thought I'd get everybody sort of take on how they felt about what the cross meant to them and Easter and the whole ritual and the ordeal of Jesus and just your idea of it and how you celebrate your Easter each year.
Yeah, well, this is probably the easiest question anybody's ever asked me. So, um, well, Easter and spring to me, spring's always my favorite season because everything is so fresh and so new and everything's coming alive. And that's very indicative of Easter, which is, there's a death and then there's a resurrection. And for me, Easter really signifies hope. And if there's anything that we need over this last year, whether, I mean, the pandemic itself was tough on people because people have suffered mental health, being locked down and being alone. A lot of people have found themselves very lonely. Then there are other people who have had to suffer the pandemic and then journey through a life threatening diagnosis. And that's been tougher, as tough as a diagnosis is, the fact that, maybe you got your diagnosis with a doctor by yourself because you were not allowed to have a family member with you. So that journey was made even tougher through treatments and diagnosis. And then, some people, a lot of people have lost family members and we're not able to really grieve. So it's been really tough this last year, but this year in particular, I just feel hope. I really feel hope. I feel a sense of peace and I really feel a sense of hope. So I'm really excited about that.
That's
And
awesome.
that's what Easter means to me. It means hope and it means peace. And it's a time to kind of take a pause and just really appreciate what our Lord did for us.
So during your experience, did your faith play into it? Like, did you feel your belief in God helped, or
Oh, I don't know how anybody, I really, my heart hurts for anybody who doesn't have faith because I don't know how I would have made it through without my faith. And I've had other things happen in my life that were, fairly traumatic. I mean, everybody does. Everybody has a story. And my faith has always carried me. And this time it wasn't just my faith. There were so many people because I was very public about my diagnosis and about my treatments and my journey, and so many people reached out to me. There were so many people that were praying, and words really could never express how grateful I am because going through chemotherapy, I mean, it's chemotherapy. So having and facing that was very daunting for me. I've never backed down from a fight, but and this one was a fight for my life. And it was intimidating to think, I've got to go through chemotherapy and what's that going to be like for me in the dark days. And I had dark days. So, I had some rough days. As I said, it's chemotherapy. But even my oncologist had said to me, he goes, Peggy, you breeze through chemotherapy. And I know, and I have been very vocal about the fact that it's the people of this region, the people who have loved me and prayed for me and dropped meals off and sent me beautiful messages. It's all of that that carried me through. I know that. I know that. And I'm very vocal about the fact that I'm grateful to everybody who said a prayer, lit a candle, just sent me wonderful, warm messages of encouragement. So there's no doubt in my mind that that is the reason that I've done so well. And I'm here today. I'm here today.
well, you look great. That is awesome.
Thank
That's an awesome
you.
story. And yeah, another lady, Maisie Nash, who was going through cancer treatments, was telling me her story almost sounded similar to you with her faith. It was awesome. Well, I
Well,
want
I
to
can tell you,
thank you.
Rob, that there are times, and there are a lot of tests that you have to go through. And as I said, sometimes you're allowed to have your family with you. And in the beginning of my diagnosis, I was, because I was diagnosed in November of 2019. And I just want to say that I am cancer free, and I've been cancer free. It'll be a year, May 14th. So I'm happy
Well,
to
that's
report that.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
but there are times when, you're getting an MRI, or you're getting a CAT scan or something.
Get
And
nervous.
well, you're in the room by yourself. There's no other person. People are standing behind the glass. And it can be so overwhelmingly lonely if you don't have faith. If you don't have your faith with you, laying on that table as you're being, it can be I could see where it would be very lonely for people. So for me, that's when I really had to tap into my deep faith, and it deepened my faith. So
That's awesome. Well, I want to thank you for sharing your story with us on this Easter. And I know you got a busy day. You got a lot of signing up and things to do over the day
I
today.
do,
So,
yes.
but I really want to thank you for stopping in and making a difference in our community, Peggy.
Well, thank you so much, Rob. I really appreciate it. And I wish everybody a very peaceful, very blessed Easter.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too.
Thanks, Peggy.